So E equals 25 plus 2P minus PQ. When E equals 1 and Q equals P, work out the values of P. Well, the first thing we do, let's just write down the equation here, 25 plus 2P minus PQ. And let's substitute in the information that we have. So we know that E is 1, so 1. 25 plus, we know that Q equals P and we're looking for P. So instead of writing Q, let's write P. So 2P minus, I've got PQ, I'm going to write PP or P squared. So what I've done is I've just rewritten this equation here, but substituting in what the values that they've given us. So now if we look at what I've got here is a quadratic equation, but it is a negative P squared. So I would advise that you rearrange this to have a positive P squared. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add P squared to both sides of the equation. So I'll have P squared plus 1 equals 25 plus 2P minus P squared plus P squared is 0. So that just has nothing there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take away 2P from both sides. So P squared minus 2P plus this one equals 25 plus 2P minus 2P just cancels out. Now I'm going to minus 25 from both sides. So I get P squared minus 2P plus 1 minus 25 is minus 24, which equals 0. So now what I've got to do is I've got to try and solve this equation. And it's hard to solve a quadratic equation if it's in this form. But what you can do is you can factorize it first. So if we were to factorize this into double brackets, what I'm looking for is two numbers to go here and here, which when I multiply them will give me negative 24, but when I add them it will give me a minus 2. So let's think about the factors of 24 are 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, 4 and 6. Now 4 times 6 is 24 and 4 and 6 are different by 2. So I think 4 and 6 are probably the numbers. And because it's a minus 24, one of these has to be positive and one has to be negative. And because when I combine them I get a negative number, let's make the biggest number negative and the smallest number positive. So I think I've factorized this correctly. Let's just confirm that by expanding it out. X times x is x squared. X times a minus 6 is minus 6x. Plus 4 times x is plus 4x. And plus 4 times a minus 6 is minus 24. These terms here are like terms and they simplify. X squared minus 6x plus 4x is minus 2x. Minus 24 equals 0. That is what I've started with. You'll notice here I've automatically gone to x's instead of p's, which was not something I did intentionally, but hopefully you can follow along. So what I'm looking to do is solve this quadratic equation. So let me just rewrite this in terms of p. That was a bit unfortunate that I did that. P plus 4, p minus 6 equals 0. Now if I can find out the values of p that make this expression 0, I would have solved the quadratic equation. So if I was to make this bracket equal to 0, I'd have 0 times something, which would be 0. So if p equals minus 4, this bracket would be 0 and the whole thing would be 0. If I want to make this bracket 0, I'd set p equal to 6. And if p was 6, I'd have 6 minus 6 is 0. 0 times anything is 0. So the two solutions are minus 4 and 6. And it says here, work out the values. Be careful, there's two of them, of p. So p equals negative 4 or positive 6.